can't get better than that. Yeah, we all do better when we all do better. You can't get better than that. I said we all do better when we all do better. You can't get better than that. We all do better when we all do better. You can't get better than that. We all do better when we all do better. We can't get better than that. Say we all do better when we all do better. We can't get better than that. Come on, I said we all do better when we all do better. We can't get better than that. We all do better when we all do better. We can't get better than that. We all do better when we all do better. We can't get better than that. Come on, y'all. We all do better when we all do better.
Yeah, let's hear that again. Woo. Come on. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Come on. What I'm talking about.
Says we all do better when we all do better. You can't get better than that. Yeah, we all do better when we all do better. You can't get better than that. I said we all do better when we all do better. You can't get better than that. We all do better when we all do better. You can't get better than that. We all do better when we all do better. We can't get better than that. Say we all do better when we all do better. We can't get better than that. Come on, I said we all do better when we all do better. We can't get better than that. We all do better when we all do better. We can't get better than that. We all do better when we all do better. We can't get better than that. Come on, y'all.
Yeah, what's happening? Rings from Gangstagrass back on the scene. What is happening, folks? Let's get into another fun hangout for your Saturday afternoon. Betty Lynn, what is up? I see you. Yes, I'm glad you're here to hang out with me on a Saturday afternoon. And someday we'll be out to see you out live in person again. But for now, I'm glad Betty Lynn is rocking it here with me. Everybody jump on in and let me know what you want to hear about, or any questions that I can answer completely wrong for you. I will tell you the wrong answer to any question that you would like to pose to me. And Chris, what's up, Chris? Tuning in. Yeah, buddy. We gotta get back to Lexington one of these days for sure. Let me just drop you a little note here in the chat. I'm Michael Fay. What's up, Michael? Tuning in. Cool. Yes. So I'm going to spend a little time here and play you guys some acoustic stuff, take some requests, and answer questions for anything that you want to ask, which I have no idea about, but I will make up an answer for you. And then I'll be cutting the Facebook and YouTube streams because they don't like for us to play music, even our own music that's out there with copyrights on it. And we'll keep it going on the Twitch stream. So anybody that wants to catch the full stream, you should really check out tuning in directly at gangstagrass.tv. Gangstagrass.tv is just the best way to watch this stream. You get directly into the Twitch feed, and you can use emotes and various things.
Come on, y'all.
Well, yeah, you know what that sound means? That sound means that we just got a new Twitch follower. So yes, and here we go. So if you're watching at gangstagrass.tv, your chat will come up on the screen, as you can see here, and any emotes that you want to put in there will show up, and they'll dance across the screen. And I'll just give you an example of that. I'll throw in some Bob Ross here. Let's put some of these Bob Ross emotes and throw that on there. And so in just a second here, you're going to see Bob Ross blowing across the screen. Linda, what's up? Linda's in the house. Good to see you. There's all that Bob Ross floating across the screen. And And so that's how that works. Make sure to go over to gangstagrass.tv if you're not watching on the Twitch stream. That is the best way to do it. So Chris, Stefan, Michael, Linda, Betty Lynn, all you funky people out there. Celeste, what is up? Cape Town, wow, nice. Getting around the world today. So send in, let me know what classic 60s honky tonk you like to hear. Any wrench tunes. We'll play another round of make lyrics by everybody putting one word into the chat, but don't start that yet. That'll be a designated time that we do that. So, welcome back to another Saturday afternoon. Just to give you an update, Gangstagrass had a full band live stream last night with special guest Eric Ward. It was an awesome discussion. Some of you were tuning into that, and you know that it was very insightful and informative. Our Friday night live streams, 9 p.m. Eastern, we're just talking with the whole band on Friday nights. It was a great live stream, so everybody make sure to tune in on Friday nights. We have some amazing special guests coming up. Last night was Eric Ward from the Western States Center, and we've got some other very cool guests coming up, some authors, somebody who drove the Mars rover, operating the Mars rover over at NASA, is going to be on the stream, so put that in your calendar right now. Friday night hangout with Gangstagrass. Saturday afternoon, funky Saturday afternoon party here right now with Wrench from Gangstagrass. Other Saturdays, sometimes we have Dolio the Sleuth spinning some dance party on his turntables. We got Belgium in the house. We got Spain in the house. We got somebody asking for Tony Rice licks. Man, you're just going to set the bar really high right yeah. There you go. That is my best approximation. So, I'm still working on it. Specializing more in classic 60s honky tonk. So, any requests from there or some wrench solo material? I know we got some fans out there. Let me know how it's going with you folks, and any burning questions that you have in your life, any advice that you need. Any subjects that you would like me to address, just put them down in the chat, and I will make up some ridiculous notions for you. And that's right, Linda's saying great talk with Eric Ward. Sleeves is in the house. It was a very cool talk with Eric Ward. And we're going to have a fun hangout today and lots of amazing guests coming up on our Friday night streams. So let's kick it. Who else wants to ask for something? A song, some advice, some insights, some historical facts and figures that may or may not be true. Let's see. I was talking to some people the other day about astronomy, and a astronomer from the 1700s by the name of Tycho Brahe. He was an aristocrat, very close with the king, and I believe the Danish king. He was given an island to create his own observatory and set up a massive telescope on his observatory to take measurements of all them things spinning around up there in the sky to help the king have all the best information about all the orbits of the various things in there. And at the time, the claim that Galileo and Copernicus had made, that in fact the sun was at the center of the solar system and not everything was orbiting around Earth, was still in debate. But Tycho Brahe had a new telescope, and it was good. But he needed some help, so he hired an assistant, a young astronomer by the name of Johannes Kepler. And Kepler, he got down on it, man. He started using that telescope and taking more accurate measurements of orbits than had ever been accomplished ever before. And he was able to start proving that, yes, in fact, the measurements that are more accurate do conclude that everything is not orbiting the Earth. And so that was some crucial information that came out there. But Tycho Brahe, who was running the show, didn't know if the king would really like that information, so he kind of sat on it a little while. And he was an interesting guy. He was into astronomy and math and stuff. He actually got into an argument with somebody about who was better at math, which ended up in a sword duel to decide who was better at math. Don't ask me how a sword duel is going to decide who's better at math, but in all of their wisdom, they decided that's what would happen. I don't know who his adversary was, but apparently his adversary was better with a sword. And Tycho Brahe got his nose cut off. Somebody got emotes of me with a beard on flying around here, and big props to that. They got me with a bandana on. Somebody's going, Sleeves is going to town with these emote customizations. So Tycho Brahe gets into a duel over who's better at math and gets his nose sliced off. But he's got lots of money. He's got an island. He's got a castle. He's got good doctors. So they fix him up, and they have. You're gonna keep this. Just gonna keep this going on. They craft a metal nose for Tycho Brahe. So from that point on, dude had, I believe, a brass nose, or maybe copper. His nose was made out of metal. Now, Tycho Brahe is not still alive, given that that was the 1700s. But how he died is a matter of some debate. The legend has it that he was hosting a fancy dinner for lots of upscale guests, royalty, and aristocrats, and it was very fancy and very proper and had lots of manners. And Tycho Brahe was so committed to his manners that somehow, for some reason, I don't know why, included not excusing himself to go to the bathroom. And he just held it. And this was a long dinner with many courses and lots of conversation about science and math and stuff. And as the legend goes, eventually his bladder burst and he died from that, because he had enough willpower to just keep holding it until it was not going to work anymore. That was the reigning wisdom for quite some time, but recently there has been some new speculation that he may have been poisoned at that dinner, and it may have actually been a homicide. I don't know, because I'm not a historian. Although, I'm actually not making all this stuff up. This is the true story of Tycho Brahe and Johannes Kepler. And you can look that up. All right, so was that random enough for you guys? A little story. What else? Questions we got here. How did you come up with the idea to combine bluegrass and rap? All right, cats and kittens. Let me tell you about Little Wrench. Back in the day, chilling at home, Santa Barbara, California, with my dad, Larry Dean. Larry Dean had moved there after growing up in Oklahoma, and he knew about country music. He had some George Jones in his record collection. He had some Johnny Cash in his record collection. He had some Willie Nelson in his record collection. He also had some Graham Parsons in his record collection, Flying Burrito Brothers. These were the sounds that Little Wrench grew up hearing on the stereo at home. The sounds of Flying Burrito Brothers and Willie Nelson. In the twilight glow I see blue eyes crying in the rain. When we kissed goodbye and parted, I knew we'd never meet again. Little Willie Nelson for you there, George Jones. Just because I asked a friend about her, and etc., etc. And after hearing all that for many of my early formative years, it kind of sank in back in there and just lodged itself back in the back of my brain. But I was growing up in the 80s, and along comes hip-hop, and me and all my friends just went crazy for it. And let me tell you, third grade recess was about putting down some cardboard to do your backspins to the Beat Street soundtrack. Yes. And after that, Run DMC. Little album by Run DMC called Raising Hell. I heard about them before that. I was listening to radio programs, the weirdo radio programs, the alternative music programs where DJs would have an hour late at night to just play some interesting stuff. And I would press record on my cassette deck while it was tuned into the radio and catch some good stuff and listen to it later. One of the things that I caught that way was a song called Rock Box by Run DMC. And in this song, Run DMC are doing their thing. They're hitting these rhymes. And the producer, who I have a strong suspicion was Rick Rubin, started putting in some delay on the vocals, and they started playing with that. And the beat was hard, and the thing just felt like pure adrenaline. And I listened to that track over and over. And then they came out with the album Raising Hell. And the Beastie Boys came out with an album called License to Ill. And Public Enemy came out. KRS-One was out there. And I was there memorizing all these rhymes and playing those tapes. I had a cassette where I had dubbed Run DMC's Raising Hell on one side of the 90-minute cassette and Beastie Boys' License to Ill on the other side. So I could listen through one, flip the tape over, listen back the other way, and just wore that cassette out. So that lodged itself back into my brain, rattling around in there. And I learned to fiddle. And I learned to play drums. But when I learned to play drums, what I really wanted to play was the block rockin' beats with the thumping kick and the clapping snares and the boom bap. So I got a sampler. And I learned how to do some sampling and some beat production. I learned how to play guitar and bass, and I learned about recording and stuff. So eventually, I'm chilling in New York City. I'm in Brooklyn. I'm making beats for rappers. And I just keep getting these inclinations. Like, you know what would sound really cool here? You should put a fiddle on this track or a pedal steel guitar. And they would never go for that. So eventually, I just had to try doing it myself. And so I started sampling some country songs and listening to country songs again, rediscovering all the country sounds that I'd grown up with and getting into country songs and writing a good honky-tonk song. And so I was writing songs, and then I was putting beats and scratching on them. And while I was listening to a lot of the honky-tonk that I listened to, I was looking up some of the stuff that they were listening to. That's something I always recommend. When something's inspiring you, listen to what inspired them. And I got turned on to a lot of classic bluegrass, particularly Ralph Stanley and the Clinch Mountain Boys, and very much enjoyed the albums that they were doing in the 70s when Keith Whitley and Ricky Skaggs were in the band. Just amazing stuff. And I heard that, and I thought, man, this bluegrass stuff, it's very rhythmic and tight, because traditionally in bluegrass there's no drums. So the guitar has to keep rhythm, fiddle's chopping on there, and it's tight. And I thought, well, you could just add a beat to that because they're keeping it tight. You could put some MCs on that and sound good. And so the next thing that popped into my mind was the word Gangstagrass, and I decided I'm going to have to try that too. That is the story there of how that all became something in my brain that was sort of an itch that I had to scratch. And I'm going to get back to some of these other questions here. Let's see. P. Win, is that Parrish in the chat there? Asking about where in Oklahoma did I grow up. It wasn't me, it was my dad, but we went back to visit very, very often. My dad is from Beaver, Oklahoma. Beaver, Oklahoma, which is in the Panhandle and prides itself on being the cow chip capital of the world, home of the annual cow chip throwing competition. So clearly there was some weirdness in my ancestry. And as I learned more about later, Beaver, Oklahoma, there in the Panhandle, not far from Liberal, Kansas, was right in the heart of Dust Bowl country. And my grandparents and my great-grandparents made it through that more or less. Some did, some didn't. And looked into some of the history of my family and the Dust Bowl going back there, and that was certainly a crazy story. But that's where my dad's side is from. Beaver, Oklahoma, Dust Bowl is what we're talking about. Sleeves has put a link into the chat on the Twitch stream. Let me put it in here on the other sites as well. It's called Gangstagrass.com/Barnstormers. And I just want to tell you guys for a second about this, which is a super cool, amazing club of Gangstagrass fans called the Barnstormers that you can join and be a part of. And what happens when you join it and become a part of it is that you get, every month, you get some goodies directly from us. You get behind-the-scenes videos and stories. You get unreleased stuff that we haven't even put out yet. You get stuff from the archives that is maybe out of print or maybe hard to find or maybe you just didn't see yet. We'll make sure you see all kinds of cool videos, some sneak peeks of stuff, show you what we're working on, send you some special messages, and any kind of cool goodies, stuff here at the Wrench Audio Studio. A few months ago, we even sent out a download to the entire Gangstagrass Volume 1 album, which was my first experiment when I decided to sample those Bluegrass albums and put some MCs on it. That's not available anywhere else. If you would like the chance to download Gangstagrass Volume 1, go to that link in the chat, gangstagrass.com/Barnstormers. Let me put it up on here too. There you go. Gangstagrass.com/Barnstormers. For as little as $4 a month, you get all kinds of downloads and streams and goodies that get you on the inside scoop with Gangstagrass, and we will take care of you and be sending you stuff every month. You get your own login at gangstagrass.com to go in and grab all kinds of goodies that we're putting up there. And not only do you get that, but you get to be part of supporting Gangstagrass in making more music, doing more live streams, making more videos, writing more songs, because we are not able to tour right now, and the Barnstormers is really our lifeline. And so if you want to be supporting musicians continuing to create for you and bring you new stuff, becoming a Barnstormer is a way to be part of our creation and be part of the process of bringing our art into the world. And we will love you so much for it. So that is a notification right now for everybody to go over. If you're not a Barnstormer already, just go to gangstagrass.com/Barnstormers. Sign up and try it. See if you like it. You can cancel later if you want. So there's really nothing to lose here. Linda is testifying in the Twitch chat that she loves the Barnstormers. And yep. Parrish is testifying as well that it's worth it. You see in the chat here. So everybody else who's not a Barnstormer yet, go on over, because every single Barnstormer membership is really a cause for celebration for us. It means so much to have that kind of support, especially now without tours to support us. So that is what is really keeping us going, and you can be a part of it. And we really want you to be a part of it. And you can join right now today. You can open up a new tab and put in that URL and try it out, or click on the link on the chat and become a Barnstormer today. It's going to feel so good. You will feel the power coursing through your veins of being a Barnstormer, and just the badassitude that you will be able to claim in your unbelievable status as an actual barnstormer. You will never regret it. We got some questions about coming to Europe and Belgium. We would love to get back to Europe. International travel is a little bit of a question right now. We have our fingers crossed for a trip to the UK in September. So if things continue to improve, we should be in the UK in September, and some dates are starting to get announced. We just have our fingers crossed that we're actually able to do that, and things are open enough for us to do that when it comes time. And I know the UK is not so much a part of Europe as it used to be back in the day, and we would love to get onto the continent and cruise around there sometimes, because we have had amazing times in Germany and the Czech Republic and France and all kinds of places. Amsterdam, yep, Netherlands. We've been to some really great stuff, and we love traveling to different countries and being able to experience what's going on in other places and exchange ideas with people from all over the world. That is definitely a thrill and something that we don't want to stop doing. So thanks for all the questions. Boy, it's 3:25 already. So I'll play a couple songs if anybody has requests, or answer some more questions, and then we'll cut the YouTube and Facebook streams. Keep it going on the Twitch channel that you can go to directly. I'll put that in here too. Watch the rest of this stream at www.gangstagrass.tv. And so before I turn the YouTube and Facebook off, anybody there want to make a request before you head over to gangstagrass.tv? Anything you need advice on, any stories you want to hear about, or any songs? Yep. Thomas over on the YouTube is looking for us to play England, and as you just heard, hopefully we will see you in September as we make a trip to the UK. Yep. We would love to see you there. Yeah. And who else wants to get it going on here? I kicked the habit of smoking back some time ago. And I tried the hard stuff, but I had to let it all go. The hardest thing I ever gave up was today. 'Cause old habits like you are hard to break. I use lifesavers that help me get off cigarettes. You know, for your love, I ain't found no lifesavers yet. I've gone cold turkey, there's not even one kiss a day. 'Cause old habits like you are hard to break. Old habits like you are hard to break. go. Some acoustic Beastie Boys. That would be interesting. Parrish coming in with the request there. And what's up to Melody? Melody is in the house on the Twitch stream. I've never considered some acoustic Beastie Boys. I'm gonna look at figuring that out for sure. Something like that. Now here's a little story I got to tell about three bad robbers you know so well. I started way back in history with Dad, Rab, MCA, and me and Mike D. We had a little horsey named Paul Revere. It's me and my horsey and a quart of beer, riding across the land and a kicking up sand, sharing on the land 'cause I'm into man. One lonely beastie I be, all by myself without nobody. The sun was beating down on my baseball cap, the air was getting hot and the beat was getting fat. Looking for a girl, I ran into a guy. His name was MCA. I said howdy, he said hi. Etc. That was the first verse of Paul Revere. When I was in 6th grade, I had Paul Revere memorized for sure because I needed to make sure I could jump in when my friends started singing it. So yeah, maybe that will be a thing. Of course, I got the acoustic Cypress Hill going on. Sometimes people enjoy that. And who else? Who needs some advice or some stories about the universe and everything? What's up, party people? Tell me technology is in the house. I'm still just grooving on the fact that our Pi Day song was transmitted to the Perseverance Mars rover. Gangstagrass was transmitted to Mars. Our music played on Mars. I'm never going to stop saying that. I'm never going to stop. Okay, Linda says to go for the acoustic Cypress Hill. You got it. Hey, now don't miss out on what you're passing. You're missing the hooter on the funky Buddha eluder. Fucked up style, I get wicked. So come on, Cypress, start to kick it. 'Cause we're like outlaws riding when suckers are hiding. Jump behind the bush when they see me striding by. Hanging out the window with my magnum, taking out some putos, acting kinda local. I'm just another local kid from the street getting paid by my vocals. Here is something you can't understand, how I could just kill a man. Here is something you can't understand, how I could just kill a man. Here is something you can't understand, how I could just kill a man. Here is something you can't understand, how I could just kill a man. I'm ignoring all the dumb shit because nothing's coming from it. I'm not gonna waste no time fucking around. I got you humming, coming at you. Yeah, you know I had to get you. Time for some action, just a fraction of friction. I got the clearance to run the interference into your satellite, shining a battle light range. Got the gat and I know that I got you right. Here's an example, just a little sample, how I can just kill a man. One time tried to come in my home, take my chrome, I said you was on. Take cover, son, of your ass down. How you like my chrome? Then I watch a rookie pass out. Didn't have to blast them, but I did anyway. Hey, that punk had to pay, so I just killed a man. Yeah, here's something you can't understand, how I could just kill a man. Here is something you can't understand, how I could just kill a man. Here is something you can't understand, how I could just kill a man. Here is something you can't understand. It's gonna be a long time before I finish one of the many missions that I have to establish. To light my spliff, ignite you with inside, and if you ain't down, bullshit. Say some punk try to get you for your auto. Would you call the one time we'll play the role model? No, I think you act like a thug. Makes you hear the shot of a magnum slug coming at you. You know I had to get you. How do you know where I'm at when you haven't been where I've been? Understand where I'm coming from when you're in your big home. I'm out here risking my dome just for a bucket or a fast ducket. Just to stay alive, yo, I gotta say fuck it. Here is something you can't understand, how I could just kill a man. Here is something you can't understand, how I could just kill a man. Here is something you can't understand, how I could just kill a man. Here is something you can't understand. Here is something you can't understand, how I could just kill a man. Here is something you can't understand, how I could just kill a man. Here is something you can't understand, how I could just kill a man. Here is something you can't understand. Oh, here is something you can't understand, how I could just kill a man. Here is something you can't understand, how I could just kill a man. Here is something you can't understand, how I could just kill a man. I say, here is something you can't understand, how I could just kill a man. And that's how that one goes. I've been doing that one so long, I don't think I'll ever forget it. Started doing that one originally with B-Star, playing some honky-tonk hip-hop all around New York City. And that was a lot of fun. We did that so many good shows with that one. And then continued doing it as Wrench. And every now and then we break it out for some Gangstagrass shows where we need a little extra juice on there. Yeah. All right, so I'm going to give you one more warning. Anybody that's watching on Facebook and YouTube, come on over to gangstagrass.tv and watch with us here. That's where the party is. It's just like a big hot tub. We're all just grooving down into it and getting relaxed here. And yes, thank you, Poet of Cornwall. Glad you liked it. And we are rocking today. I'm still looking for anybody that wants to ask me for to tell you, explain anything to you, which I will do with no claim of accuracy, or to give you any advice, or ask any questions that you have about Gangstagrass or shopping cart racing or quantum physics or whatnot. Anyway, things are crazy. One thing I know is that there's just so much mind-blowing information out there of even the things that you think are simple are not simple. You might think, hey, I know all about this simple thing. I mean, I've been alive for a while, I've seen it. Let's say trees. Trees. What's so complicated about trees? They grow up with some bark and they put out some leaves and then there's trees around. Oh, but you don't even know. How do they make new trees? Well, I guess their seeds fall down like acorns and pine cones. Haha. You might be right or you might not. You might not know about fig trees, where the seeds are inside a big fig pod, and the only way that the seeds get fertilized is by the pollen getting carried in on the backs of wasps that come in to eat the seeds, but then pollinate others while they're eating them. And different kinds of fig trees have different sizes of fig seed pods that only certain kinds of wasps can fit into and pollinate. And that just helps them be selective and get their seeds spread the right way. It's just crazy. I can't even remember it all. And you're like, yeah, but I mean, it's a tree. A tree is a tree, right? Tree is a tree. That's simple, right? You're a tree, you're a tree. You're not a tree, you're not a tree. Well, guess what? It's in dispute. What makes a tree? You might say, having leaves. Well, plants have leaves. All kinds of plants have leaves. Having fruit. There's vines with fruit. Get out of here with that. And you might say, ooh, having bark. Regular plants don't have bark. So that's what we say. Trees are the ones with bark. If you got bark, you're a tree. If not, you're a plant. But wait a minute. Did you even know that the stuff on the outside of a palm tree is not really bark? And the stuff on the outside of bamboo is not even really bark? It does not count as bark. It's just a thick stem. But those are trees, right? Bamboo tree, palm tree. Yeah, it's nothing is simple in this world, and you can go one of two ways with it. You can decide that you just really want things to be simple. And you just got to turn off your ears and eyes and say, I know a tree is a tree. Don't try to confuse me with all that scientific mumbo jumbo. With all your studying and stuff, trying to make it complicated. Because I know about life. I got common sense. A tree is a tree. Or you can go the other way. And you can say, whoa! This world is far more complex and nuanced than I even realized. And that's exciting. And let's dive in. Let's try to find out about that because it's fascinating. And I might not even get to a place where I understand it all because it's so complicated. I might even learn enough to realize how much I don't know. I might feel even dumber after studying than I do now because I realize how complicated it is. But that's the price you pay for starting to grapple with the complexity of life and society and earth and science. It's all complicated out there. Yes, Jen 424242, who clearly knows the answer to life, the universe, and everything, wanted to support us and then realized she got no way to play a CD. Who's got CD players anymore? You can't support the band by buying a CD that you're not going to play. So you know what Jen did? Jen is smart. She became a barnstormer. Signed up, and now she's downloading all kinds of cool stuff. All kinds of inside scoop information that she has special access to. Jen made a good move. Be like Jen. But get back to what I was saying. I have made my choice. And I am on team It's Complicated. And until I change my mind, I'm going to be on team It's Complicated. Which is harder, I think. It's more of a challenge to just keep going when it's all complicated than just deciding it's all simple. But it's also more interesting. And I think it'll pay off by appreciating the complexities and by being comfortable having doubt and thinking that something is not so clear-cut. Getting comfortable with the gray area where contradictory things might both be a little bit true and other things might go against your common sense. But people who have really studied it have found out otherwise. thank you, Melody. I'm glad to give you some advice today, and encourage everybody to sign up for Team It's Complicated, and allow yourself to be open to not having all the answers, and to be open to learning some of the answers that only get you into more complicated questions, and letting that be an evolving mystery that you are unfolding layer by layer. Let's hit another song, and then I'll really make good on my threat to cut the YouTube and Facebook feed. So everybody watching on Facebook and YouTube, head on over to gangstagrass.tv to watch the rest of the feed. Alan, I see you from France. What up? What up? We got all kinds of cool people around the world today. And I think Melody asked for hey, good looking, but I think we did that on like the last 2 streams. So we gotta keep it moving. Move it along. Well, I walked up to the bar. Walked up to the bar. Maybe this. Well, I walked up to the bar, laid down my platinum card, and I ordered 50 long nuts for my new friends. As the barmaid passed them out, and before we chugged them down, I held mine up and said, here's to us again. And this blonde slid up to me and said, that was awful sweet. And I saw her boyfriend as loud as he was tall. Well, he broke up our hug with a 6'5" shove, and I found myself knocked up against the wall. Why does everybody wanna kick my ass? I'm just trying to have a little fun for all the ones who can, just because I kiss the prettiest girls and I drive my truck too fast. Why does everybody want to kick my ass? Toma Technology, we do take PayPal. If you go to gangstagrass.com/barnstormers and don't feel like signing up for a monthly contribution, you can scroll down to send in a donation on PayPal, which is much appreciated. Well, my style of stress release sometimes disturbs the peace. The cops show up and cut donuts in my yard, while the Zeppelins playing loud in front of my party crowd. They cuff my hands and they throw me down so hard. But I've never been the type to walk up and start a fight. Yeah, I've always been the kind to get along. I throw parties all the time, and they're always on my dime. We drink and laugh and smoke until the dawn. Why does everybody want to kick my ass? I'm just trying to have a little fun for all the ones who can, just because I kiss the prettiest girls and I drive my truck too fast. Why does everybody want to kick my ass? Yeah, why does everybody want to kick my ass? Why? I don't know, but that's how it goes. That was actually a Big and Rich tune that I pulled out of the mental vault there. One that I always liked a lot. And that's our acoustic tunes for you today. I'm gonna hop over and keep it on the Twitch stream to play some other stuff and keep going with the goodies. Maybe we'll get Hey Good Looking once we do that. But right now I'm going to say goodbye to Facebook and YouTube. Anybody watching right now on Facebook and YouTube that wants to keep watching, go to gangstagrass.tv and you'll be right back with me. So, take it easy.